This week on CWN, our ag department is as busy as ever.
And it may be spring break, but our sports teams are still at it. I'm Maya.
And I'm Kate. Today is Saturday, March 19th, 2022. You are watching the Calallen Wildcat News Weekly Review. As always, we appreciate the opportunity to be here on KRISTV. I just want to say thank you to them and thank you for the following we're gaining. It's truly an opportunity for all the high school students here at Calallen High School. Sadly, we are on spring break, but we have plenty going on, so here's some of it for you.
So we mentioned last week that our drama cats began their competition for one act play this past Tuesday and did an amazing job advancing by finishing in the top 3 schools. Here's part 2 of our drama cats interview. Trinity was able to get some cast members to reflect on their amazing performance.
And I'm here with Asher. So, what was your favorite part during your little performance?
Personally, my favorite part was when Madame McCarty, the psychic, does her little ditty and just gets into it during the seances. I think that's absolutely hilarious.
Indeed, she was amazing at really getting into it. And now I'm here with Kayla. So, how did you help out behind the scenes?
Well, originally I was props, so pretty much everything you see them holding was either something that I put on a list to buy or had someone make or something like that.
And how do you think the actors have progressed from where they started to this lovely performance?
I feel at the start it was rocky. Not everybody was here. There was absences. COVID hit us, had a bunch of us out. But I just feel that over time we've grown more as a family with this, and it's all a matter of time before we just take off. There's no telling what we can do.
I'm here with Miss Leal Ramirez, the amazing theater teacher that helped the students to make this lovely production. So, Miss Leal, how do you think your actors did? How did they progress from the very beginning of it all to this amazing performance?
Oh, thank you so much. They've done amazing. We have had so many things thrown at us, absences because of the pandemic. So we couldn't have rehearsals those times. We've had kids come, we've had kids go. But in the end, this group of kids that stuck with it, they kept their commitment and worked really hard, and they really put it out there tonight. They did a great job.
Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. And that's all from me. Now back to the studio.
Man, drama cats, they did a great job. I just want to say congratulations to all those guys. Maya, that's pretty cool, right?
I mean, that's amazing that y'all made it this far.
So already see them compete at the next level. And
Mrs. Burkhart was at it again with another cool experiment in physics. Let's check it out with what exciting law her students got to learn about.
Good morning, Wildcats. I'm here with Evan Eden. He's in Ms. Burkhart's class, and today they're doing the Pendulum Lab to learn about wavelengths and just how to calculate them using vibrations and just inertia in general. So, Evan, can you give me a little more of an insight about what's going on in there?
All right, so currently what we set up was a pendulum on a rope. It's like a grandfather clock, and we're calculating the number of vibrations over time, which we are then using to find the period of the vibration so we can just give more emphasis to what we're learning about, which is waves, and this case, vibrational waves.
So thus far, has this lab helped you to gain an understanding and truly see like in person, eye to eye, about how it works out?
Yes, it puts a real-world application to what we're learning instead of like theoretical with just doing paper and book work. So yeah, it gives us some real-world application to it.
All right, well, that's interesting. If you have a chance, come by and check out Ms. Burkhart's class, see the Pendulum Lab. It'll give you an insight to a real-world perspective, as Evan said, about wavelengths and how to measure them and just seeing them in day-to-day life. That's all from us. Now back to the studio.
Oh, yeah, I did that lab right before spring break. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, the wavelength lab is pretty cool. I'm actually going engineering, so I've done that lab a few times. It's really interesting to get a hands-on perspective of what wavelengths are and how to measure them. Speaking of the science department, AP Chemistry was investigating the properties of acids and bases. Aside from the traditional methods of calculating these, Ms. Johns brought out some new technologies that can be used in measuring substances. Cooper spoke to Ms. Johns as she uncovered the methods used in this particular lab. Let's take it away to Cooper.
Hi, I'm here with Ms. Johns, who did an AP Chemistry lab today. So what exactly did y'all do?
Well, we're currently in the unit of acids and bases, and we're learning the difference between strong acids and weak acids, and I'll do a quick little chemistry lesson. anything that it's an acid if it makes hydrogen ions in a solution. Weak acids make less hydrogen ions because that's why they're called a weak acid. And so what we did is we used acetic acid, which is known as a weak acid. It's vinegar. If you dilute it enough, it becomes vinegar. And what we did is we diluted it into 4 concentrations, and we got to use our Vernier pH sensors along with our LabQuest 2, the little mini computers. And so they were able to test pHs of the different concentrations of the acetic acid. And from there, they're going to be able to do something called an equilibrium expression and be able to find the concentration of the conjugate base, which is acetate, and then be able to do percent ionization, so they'll know just how weak the acid was depending on the concentration. We've been doing this a lot in class, so it was just an opportunity to do something where they actually didn't read about pH and hydrogen ion concentration. They actually got to make solutions and then test the pH and actually calculate it. So hopefully it'll make everything make more sense, I guess, is the idea.
So we used technology to test pH. What are some conventional ways to test pH?
Well, the only other way that I really know is you can use indicators, which kind of gives you a range of pH values. You can use litmus papers. Sometimes you can use like universal solution or methyl orange and different things like that. And they turn different colors, but it doesn't give you an exact number. It just gives you a range. So with using the pH sensors and the LabQuest, they were actually able to see a graph and see how the pH, where it was when it was in the water and how it changed when it went into the solution, and then compare the different concentrations. So it was just an opportunity to kind of really use technology in the lab today.
Yeah. So, in a science class, it's always good to get accurate results. So, yeah.
Well, the accuracy, though, was based on the solutions I made. We don't know how accurate those were, but I tried.
We'll see. But, all right. Thank you. That's all from here. Back to the studio.
Okay, yeah, that was really cool. I really wish I was able to do that kind of stuff. But so our next guest is a stranger to almost no one. As most of you know, have either been driven to a location by him or was greeted at the middle school. Kendall had the opportunity to speak to George Ruiz, a longtime employee here in Calallen ISD, about his amazing opportunity about to unfold.
Hi Wildcats, I am here with Mr. George. You probably know him. He's been here for so many years. You know, you've driven buses forever and you've helped so many different students. And I know you've backed the military and been in the military and everything like that. And with all of that, you've gotten this great opportunity to go to Hawaii. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, I got an invitation from BR-51. It's basically a squadron that transports VIPs and people and cargo from base to base, and I'm going to be going for their change of command over in Kanoe Bay, Hawaii, and Pearl Harbor.
That's definitely really cool. Have you ever been to Hawaii before?
No, I never have, and I'm really looking forward to this because I'll get to see a lot of what happened afterwards when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor and that kind of thing, and I know it's going to be an emotional trip at some point where I get to see all these things.
Absolutely. Definitely sounds really cool. In Hawaii, you know, tropical, that'll be a really cool thing to see, especially for the first time.
Yes, ma'am.
And what are you most excited for?
Just that I get to represent my school and represent the students, everybody here in Calallen, which I care for dearly, and just kind of a getaway thing, but it's going to be an official trip anyway. And looking forward to that.
Absolutely, I definitely bet you are. And you know, we'll definitely have more information for all of y'all as soon as he gets back. You know, you're leaving the 7th, coming back the 11th.
Yes, ma'am.
So after that, we'll definitely catch up with him and see what's all going on with that and how it went. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, thank you.
Of course. Back to the studio.
Mrs. Compton's engineering class did a lab on clawbots, where the robots the students created hard to complete certain tasks. Here's Mrs. Compton with more.
One of my engineering classes recently completed a clawbot, and they had to build the clawbots, and then they had to program them, and then we took them and made a little competition out of it, and they had to complete certain tasks for so many points, and the students had a really good time. We had a little bit of difficulty getting the programs to work, but we were on our way and everything was up and running, and good time was had by all. So this exercise, they they were learning how to program using computer programming. It's kind of an intro into computer science and coding and things like that. So it's kind of a lead-in for some of the manufacturing and robotics.
I never took Miss Compton's engineering class, but I did take her AutoCAD class. So we actually designed some of the robots using computer engineering programs, and the robots were pretty cool, I gotta admit. Also, just when you have free time playing with people's robots, it's pretty fun also. Our next guest, I don't envy at all. As most of us enjoyed a well-deserved spring break, Mr. F, or Mr. Farias, at the Ag Department has stayed busy all week. They went to stock shows in multiple cities in support of our award-winning program. Let's take it to Maddie, who spoke with a very tired Mr. F.
Hi, it's Maddie with Calallen TV. I'm here with Mr. F. So Ag had a lot going on during spring break while everybody else was relaxing. Can you tell me a little bit more about what y'all were doing?
Sure. We went to the RGV breeding gilt show. We took 15 different pigs. That was Saturday and Sunday of spring break. And then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we went to Houston with pigs as well. And then from there, we went to Austin, which was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we were pretty busy all week, all of spring break. We had Sunday off, so thank you.
Okay, well, that's all from us. Now back to the studio.
Mr. F, enjoy your day off tomorrow. You've had a long week, and I'm sure we'll have all the information about it next week. So just congratulations on what you've accomplished so far.
You know, Kate, they say it's not work if you love what you're doing, and Mr. Farias must really love his work. Along with taking care of the animals and the stock shows, Mr. Farias also received some new equipment for aid in teaching the ag students in various meat products. Maddie was able to catch up with Mr. Farias in between the stock show trips about the new equipment.
Hi, it's Maddie with Calallen TV. I'm here with Mr. F. So Ag got some new equipment in. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
We got a butcher beef cuts model. Shows all the different cuts of beef, which is pretty neat. It's magnetic. It comes apart. It's a pretty cool deal. And then we got a pig breeder to practice artificial insemination as well as dystocia of piglets, which is really neat. And then we got another deal that's got to process piglets. You can castrate, ear notch, clip needle teeth, and dock tails as well, which is really cool. So it's just pretty neat equipment that we've had, and it's something that I think is going to be enjoyable by all students.
And how will this equipment help the students in the classroom?
Well, they get to see the whole process and without using live animals, and they're really cool simulators. So.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. F. Now back to the studio.
As I mentioned earlier, Mr. F works very hard, so congratulations on all the new equipment, and I know you'll be the best with it. Now let's take it to Curtis with a rundown of sports.
Thank you, Kate, and good morning, Wildcats. You know, some of that stuff over there that y'all talking about is pretty cool. All that new equipment Mr. F got is also really cool. He's the perfect guy to do all that stuff, and he's really good at his job, so congrats to him. Some of the boys on the powerlifting team competed at regionals and did very well. Let's find out how they did.
Good evening, this is Coach Hofstetter. Today was the boys Regional 5 Division 2 powerlifting meet. We had an outstanding day. The team, as a team, we placed first. As a team, we're regional champs, which is a great accomplishment for us. Placing for the Cats was Alex Vela first in the 123s, Julian Carena second in the 132s, Luke Medina third, 165s, Nate Garcia fifth in the 165s, Epi Hinojosa fifth in the 198s. Aiden Hinojosa placed second in 275s. Patrick Davis fifth in the super heavyweights. We had 5 total qualify for state. We had Alex Vela, Julian Carena, Luke Medina, Epi Hinojosa, Evan Eden, Aiden Hinojosa, and then Luke Medina will be a third place finisher. Sud, he's also an alternate. We're hoping to have the great success at state. Gentlemen, how did it go today?
I got first in region. I got second place in region, and I also broke the regional bench record of 335 pounds at 132.
How did y'all do as a team?
Got first. We did really great as a team overall. We executed and we placed first overall as a team. First time in history.
I'm going to caught up with Coach Love on what all went down during spring break. Let's see what went down.
Hi, I'm Emma, and I'm here with Coach Love. So first of all, congratulations on being back-to-back district champions. So what do you have planned for your girls over spring break besides a game against London on Tuesday?
Over spring break, what we're looking at is we've got to practice on Monday, obviously, so we're going to do a morning practice on Monday, and then we'll practice on Tuesday as well, because I definitely don't want them to sleep in. It never works out well for us if we don't practice in the morning, the day of a game that we don't have classes. So we will practice in the morning on Tuesday, and then we'll play our game on Tuesday as well against London, and see how we do there, and then we will practice early morning on Wednesday, and then I will let them have some time to themselves before heading off into playoffs. So we'll just kind of let them enjoy some time to themselves to do the things that they need to do to kind of get caught up on whatever.
And I know for baseball they have a pickup game before playoffs. Does soccer do the same thing, and are you planning a pickup game?
We at this time are not planning another pickup game before playoffs. I think we're just going to try to make sure that we are healthy going into playoffs, and then we'll get back at it on Monday after spring break, and then hopefully play that first playoff game either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday.
All right, well, thank you. And that's all from us. Now back to the studio.
One of our interviewers caught up with Coach Lentz and what softball did over the break. Let's see what she has got for us.
Hey guys, I'm here with Coach Lentz, who's a softball coach. So can you tell us about your plans over spring break and how you kept the girls busy?
Yes, we had practice Monday and Tuesday. We had a game against Judson on Wednesday evening in San Antonio. Again, practice Thursday, and we started our first district game against TM on Friday, and we'll definitely have practice on Saturday.
Okay, wow, well, that's great. And that's all from us. Now back to the studio.
Yeah, man, it's really good that we get to play Judson. We tied them last time we played them here at our place, but it's good that we're being able to get some good competition like that, and, it's a pretty good game to play. We're also starting our district games this week against TM. We played last night at TM. That was a pretty good game. The atmosphere was amazing. It was a really crazy game. For those going to the beach during the last part of this spring break, we have all the information you need to know about how to stay safe, especially with the risk of rip currents. Let's take it to our swim coach, Coach Lawrence, for more.
Hi, my name is Mia. I'm here with Calallen TV, and I'm here with Coach Laurent. So we're here to talk about beach safety. So what are some things that you can do to stay safe at the beach?
Well, first thing you need to make sure you stay hydrated. The sun is very non-forgiving. If you stay out in the sun too long and don't drink water, it will affect you. Also, you need to wear sunscreen. That is a vital thing nowadays. It's something that all of us have access to, and we should use it. Those are probably two of the main things you need to do while you're on the beach. And of course, you really kind of need to stay away from certain things like sodas and alcohol. Those are things that you do not need to drink while you're on the beach.
And what if you enter the water? What should we do?
Well, if you do enter the water, realize that there are rip currents, and you should try to, if you're not a strong swimmer, you need to avoid certain, going out too far. If you do ever get caught in a rip current, you swim parallel with the beach so you can get out of the rip current.
When going to the beach, always be mindful of what lies beneath the ocean. To stay safe, try swimming near lifeguards like me, avoiding areas where rip currents are present like jetties and piers, and always know your flags.
Always remember to beach safely when going in the water.
Well, that's all from us. Make sure y'all are staying safe, especially with spring break coming up. That's all from me. Now back to the studio.
Thank you for that, Coach Lawrence. Speaking of rip currents, the J. Sonny Foundation has a PSA to help understand what the flags on the beach mean so you know more about safety while at the beach. Let's take it to this video for more.
My son, Jay Sonny, was the big tall kid who loved basketball. On April 11, 2019, I received a call that no family wants to receive. On a yellow flag day, Jay Sonny was swimming out near a jetty and got caught in a rip current. We lost our beloved Jay Sonny, and that's why we want you to be safe. Be aware of the hidden dangers beneath the ocean. Know the flags and take the necessary actions to beach safely.
Just make sure y'all are being careful. That stuff can happen at any time, any place. So just always be careful and be aware of your surroundings. That's the latest on Calallen Sports. Now back to the anchors.
Now I'm going to send it over to Evan with today's weather forecast. What's in store for us today, Evan?
Thank you, Cade. Good morning, Wildcats. I hope you enjoyed that spring break we all had. For today's weather forecast, it is brought to you by Sonic, America's favorite drive-in. Today is looking around the low 50s with a low chance of rain with winds up to 11 miles per hour from the east and southeast. And around noon, weather would be in the low 60s with no chance of rain with wind from the southeast about 15 miles per hour. And this afternoon, weather would be around 65 degrees Fahrenheit with 0% chance of rain with winds up from the east, southeast by 17 miles per hour. And tonight, weather will be around low 60s as before with low chance of rain with wind from the southeast at 14 miles per hour. And seniors only have 62 days until graduation, so congratulations seniors, you're almost out of here.
When going to the beach, always be mindful of what lies beneath the ocean. To stay safe, try swimming near lifeguards like me, avoiding areas where rip currents are present like jetties and piers, and always know your flags.
Thank you, Evan.
And that's all your announcements for today, but now it's time for your joke of the day. So you know, guys, St. Patrick's Day was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So what do you get when you cross a 4-leaf clover with a poison ivy?
I don't know what.
A rash of good luck.
That's funny. That's funny. For all of you social people out there, make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Calallen TV for all the latest updates. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube to catch all of our latest videos.
And as always, stay classy, Calallen.